All right, so we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I was making sure that you can see me over there on the other screen. So welcome. We haven't gone live on YouTube yet. We've been live on Facebook. And so we wanted to go live, show our YouTube subscribers some love. And so I'm hanging out down here in our downtown Detroit satellite office. And what I want to talk to you about tonight is the top 4 challenges that new traders face. And let's face it, even experienced traders face some of the challenges that we're going to talk about right here. And I want you to stick around to the end because number 3 and number 4 is really what trips most people up. Also, I'm going to talk to you about how I can possibly help you get through the 4 stages or avoid the 4 most common mistakes or traps that most people fall in. And then I'm going to talk to you about my Power Trades University program. So stick around. We got some cool stuff. And then I'm going to have Michaela show you guys a live demo. So if you're new to joining our live stream or if you're watching the replay, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And there's also an option to get notifications once we go live so that you don't miss any of the cool content that we plan on bringing in the future. And if you got any comments for me, just drop them in the comments. If you're on your phone, there's a comment box. If you're watching this from the computer, there's a comment box. So just leave the comments there. I'll be sure to monitor them or respond to you after the live webinar is over. So let's dive straight into the content. Let's talk about the 4 challenges that most new traders face. I'm going to switch over to my presentation and then we'll go live from there. All right, so in this webinar, we're going to be talking about the top 4 challenges of new traders, and pretty much not just new traders, but these are some of the challenges that every trader goes through in their trading career, but specifically new traders. And so I'm going to walk you through the top 4 challenges and stick around to the entire presentation, because at the end I want to show you how we can help you with those top 4 challenges. So challenge number 1, as I see it, the first challenge is learning how to read stock charts. Most people, when you first start learning about the stock market, one of the most confusing things is learning how to read the stock charts. And then after you take a course like Foundations, where we teach you how to read candlestick stock charts, how to spot the 3 most common trends, you typically know enough to be dangerous, but you still lack the experience of going out on your own, finding the charts. Most people are not sure if they're drawing their lines the right way. And let's face it, when you get started, most of the time you have a limited amount of money. So you may not even have the advanced software or some of the stuff that I use in my presentation. So you're like, well, how come my lines aren't the same as Jason Brown? So that's challenge number 1. Knowing enough to be dangerous, but not having really the experience. It's like a teenager who first starts driving. It's like they got their license. They know enough to be dangerous, but the reality is they haven't drove in the winter yet. They haven't drove on wet pavement yet. They haven't driven in rush hour traffic. So they lack that experience to be a confident driver. All right. And so that's one of the first challenges of new traders. The second challenge is most new traders need help finding more trades. So you know how to spot the trends that we talk about in the course, but now you're like, where do I find them? Where do I get these from? And some of the problems that you'll face when you don't have the right software to scan and find the trades, or you don't know which ones you should be getting in, you'll notice that most new traders, and you may have experienced this yourself, that you're getting into the trades too late. So you see the move happening, or you see the move after it happens, I should say, and then you finally get in, but you get in when it's over. Oftentimes, you're also relying on other newbies for tips. So if you just started trading, maybe you're in a free stock trading forum, maybe you're talking to the guy at work and you're relying on him for stock tips. But the reality is, another new person, it's like the blind leading the blind. You really shouldn't be saying, hey, what do you think about the stock market? Not that you can't discuss it, but if you're relying on them for your education, your tips, or what you should be trading, I think that's dangerous. It's like the blind leading the blind. And then another challenge when trying to find new trades as a new trader Most new traders come into the game and start looking for whatever's cheap or whatever's in the news. And the problem with that is whatever's in the news means you're late to the party. If they announce it in the news, you're normally too late. So how do you find it before it hits the news? How do you recognize a pattern or something's getting ready to happen before the world kind of figures it out? And then looking for stuff that's cheap is just never really the best option. My cousin had a saying that good food is not cheap and cheap food is not good. And I have the same feeling about the stock market. Most people try to buy whatever they can afford or as many shares as they can afford versus buying the best shares that they can afford. So what do I mean by that? Let's just say you have $110 or so, and you can buy one share of Apple stock. I would rather you buy one share of Apple stock for $110 than you to take that $110 and you try and go buy a stock that's 50 cents, but you're like, I can get like 1,000 or 2,000 shares because it's only 50 cents. It's like, that's the wrong mentality. You're buying a bunch of a stock that probably won't ever go anywhere. In fact, they're close to going out of business versus buying the best stock that your money can buy. And that's one of the challenges of new traders. The third challenge is just the confidence to enter and exit the trade. You know, you think about your first day at work, even though they trained you, you kind of have that feeling like, I just don't want to make a mistake, right? Even though they trained you, you went through some simulation, but you're like, I don't want to make a mistake. Well, when you think about putting money to work that you could possibly lose, you know, it takes it to a whole nother level. It's bigger than making a mistake. You make a mistake and you lost your hard-earned money. So most traders, you start to second guess yourself when it's time to place the trade, even though you did your homework, you've done your research, you're following what we talk about in the course. You just second guess yourself because you've never done it before. Maybe you paper trade well, but you freeze up when it comes to real money. So in a practice environment, you're all over it. Your account is up $5,000. And we've seen people email us this and tell us this. In my practice account, I'm doing great. But then when it comes to real money, it's like, I don't know. I freeze up. I'm not sure what to do. And I think that's normal because that fear starts to kick in, which we'll talk about in challenge number 4. And then the other thing is you sell too early or you buy too late. So by the time you finally get the confidence to get into the trade, you're getting in it too late. And then once you're in the trade, maybe when it's just getting ready to work, you kind of get out because you're like, you know, I made a little bit of profit. Let me shut it down versus getting the most you can out of it. Or in some cases, a stock may go against you or option trade may go against you. And you sell too early. You sell right when it was getting ready to turn around and make a bullish run. And that's all because, you know, your confidence isn't there. You're second guessing yourself. You're getting in too late. You're getting out too early or vice versa. All because you don't want to make a mistake. And what happens? It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You end up making a mistake. And then challenge number 4, we kind of hinted on this one a little bit. And that's emotional control. That's one of the big challenges of not just new traders, but experienced traders. And the thing about, you know, emotional control, when you're making money, you're overly excited. You think this is the stock that's going to put my grandkids through college, and you don't even have kids yet. So, but it's going to put your grandkids through college, right? Because you think it's going to the moon. Or when you're losing money, you're overly negative. So losing is part of investing. It's part of taking risk. It's more about taking calculated risks. You are going to be wrong on certain trades, but it's about being wrong small and being right big. And so it's really about losing less because you're going to lose at some point or be wrong at some point. But when you're right, you want to be right big. When you're wrong, you want to be wrong small. And then you want to be wrong less often. You want to be right more often. You want to be wrong less often. Hopefully that makes sense. And then you also get analysis paralysis. So that is when you overanalyze everything. Should I be day trading? Should I be trading Forex? I heard about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Maybe I should be trading commodities. Should I trade options? As a new trader, you're kind of fighting to find your style, find your lane, find out where you should be at in this game. And so you get analysis paralysis. And the whole paralysis part means instead of you taking action, you actually do nothing. You freeze up and you just start to make up these excuses like maybe stock trading isn't for me. And that couldn't be further from the truth. And so here's how I can help you, which is why you're watching this video. I want to talk to you about my group coaching program, Power Trades University. But first, here's how I can help you. I can help you understand the charts, okay? Because I've been doing this for over a decade. I can help you find more trades because we do it every week in our live group coaching program, which I'm going to talk to you about here in a minute. And I can help you build the confidence. Why? Because I've been through what you're going through. In fact, I've lost as much as some people make in a year in one trade. Now, I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that to let you know that I've been through it. I survived. I'm still in the game. I'm still trading, but I had to go through some tough mental and emotional times losing that type of money. But I'm glad I went through it and I stayed the course because I'm here today to continue trading and also teach other people how to avoid some of the mistakes of the past, so I can totally help you build the confidence. Now, why do I want to help? I think it's important that I answer this because whether you ask it or not, you're probably thinking it like, well, what's the catch? Why does he want to help people? And I always find it funny when people say, if you're making money in the stock market, why would you teach people? Well, that's kind of like saying, like, why do teachers teach if they're so good at what they do? It's like they want to give back. They want to share. They want to help raise up society. I feel like if we can erase the financial divide, it could lower the crime rate. We'd have more money to give back to our schools, our churches, our communities, different things like that. And what about the kids or grownups who, college isn't for them, or, they want to be successful. They want to do something in life and they just don't feel like this industry is one that they can succeed in because nobody's teaching it. So I teach it because I have a passion, but I really enjoy doing this. It's something that I'm going to do anyway, but I love talking about the stock market, whether I was teaching people in this capacity or not. I like talking about it in my day-to-day with my friends, with my family. And again, I already talked about this. I do this to help shed light on the industry that it's mythical and it's magical, right? Most people are like, I don't understand the stock market and how it works. It's crazy. I don't understand the charts. People put money in and they don't get money back, or they put money in and next thing you know, they're a millionaire. And so it's this mythical and magical thing, but really it's about probability and statistics. And it's about learning how to read stock charts and buying at the right time and selling at the ideal right time. And then someone did it for me. I took someone's course. I've took several courses, and I'm just blessed that I've grew to a point where I became my own teacher. I developed my own style, and I broke away and started to teach my style and what I've learned. And teaching helps me stay sharp. They say there's a saying that goes, you don't understand a thing until you can teach a thing. That's when you really, truly know that you know it, when you can help someone else understand it. And so it really helps me stay sharp. And I love the fact that we're building a strong stock trading community. We have a community of smart people, a community of people that have learned the same way and pattern that I trade. And so sometimes the members bring trades to the table that I didn't even find. They bring some of the best trades in addition to the stuff that I bring. So it's the old idea that 4 eyeballs are better than 2, right? Or 2 heads are better than 1, whatever analogy you want to use. If we got hundreds of us looking at the stock market, finding trades, we can all benefit from that. But we don't benefit if I want to be the smartest person in a room and I just want to keep all of you dumb and not knowing what's going on. So I take pride in pouring into my community and pouring into people and teaching them this information and this knowledge so that a rising tide, we could lift all boats. So I want to share with you our group coaching program, which is called Power Trades University. And what is Power Trades University? It's my group coaching program because people always ask, hey, Jason Brown, can I work with you one-on-one? And the reality is I charge $5,000 to work with someone one-on-one. And not everyone has that type of money. But on the other side, I only have 24 hours in a day. So I don't have unlimited time to work with everyone or a whole lot of people. And so the best way that I found that I can serve my community was to put together a program where in a group setting, we meet once a week. We do a live 2-hour webinar so the members can come on, ask questions about stocks they're looking at. I go through my charts, my scans, the overall market, the S&P. We discuss if it's bullish, bearish. We look for option trades. We talk about what option we would buy, which option we would sell. If the trade goes against us, we talk about how we would manage that trade. So we do that live every week for 2 hours. And then for some reason, if a member can't make it live, we record all the webinars. And so we have over 400 hours of stock market coaching video replays because we've been doing this for some time now. And every week that we record, it goes into our archive or our video trading library. So that alone is just a wealth of knowledge. You also get access to our trade tracker. What that is a tracker that it shows what trades we're entering, what trades we're exiting, what's the strategy, what was our thought process, what did we buy it at, what did we sell it at, what was our ideal profit loss. And then you also get access to our bullish, bearish, and our premium members discussion forum. So this isn't about you taking on the market by yourself, but we have a community where you can network with other traders, where you can post charts that you're looking at, you can ask questions, and all the members can communicate with each other. And so at this point, what I'd love to do is I got Michaela on here with me, which is my right-hand one man in this business. So Michaela, I am going to switch over to you and give you the control of the display. And then Michaela's going to take you through the back end of Power Trades University, because I can talk to you about it, but I want you to see the community. I want you to see what you get and what you get access to. And if you love it, if you're one of those people that like, man, this is what I need, then somewhere on this page will be the click for plans and pricing button, and you can click that and check out the plans and pricing that's right for you. So Michaela, I am switching over to you.
Okay, so right now I am on the Power Trades University site as a group coaching member. And this forum is awesome because it's all dedicated to stock trading. So it's a community of like-minded traders, and everyone is there to support each other, post trades, ideas, everything. So right off the bat, this is the home page once you log in. We have the different forums here. Introduce yourself to the community. If you have taken the Foundations and Options Explained courses, they're found right here. So you can very easily go back to reference those courses even while you're in the group coaching program. Down here, we have the group coaching members discussion forums. So this is exclusive to those who are active members in the group coaching program. We have the top right here. It's more of a general discussion. So any type of questions you may have, bullish trades, bearish trades. So if we click in here, just look a little bit. Everyone is posting, is active. We have different trades, Netflix, FedEx, all these different things that people are talking about. And even if you go into one of them, for example, here we have questions, and you can reply right below to different topics. So even when you reply into the different forums, you can also tag people, which is excellent. So for example, if you have a question about something, you can tag someone in it just by putting the @ type in the @ symbol. And for example, if you want to tag Jason, he will come up right there, and then we can tag him. And once we submit this, he will be notified so he can come check it out. Any other different members that you want to tag and notify that you have a question. We go back to the home page here. So we've checked out all the different discussions here. Right here, we have the coaching replays. So I think we went over, it's over 400 hours of webinar replays. Go back to January 2016. And so as that, you have access in any of these. For example, the June webinar replay. We go in here, and once it loads, boom, Now we have the 2-hour webinar replay. And this is great too, because we email the webinar replay the day after, usually within 24 hours of the live session. So just in case you're not able to get the live session, we normally have it on Mondays, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. But if you can't, it will be posted right here waiting for you when you are ready for it. And then we also have a lot of different tutorial videos just in case you need some help knowing how to use this site. So a lot of awesome things. If you're a group coaching member, you also have access to the calendar. We can see the upcoming events on the side. And this is where you're going to register for the live webinars. So we see for the month of August, all the different group coaching live sessions. If we click on one of them, it's going to give you all the information you need to know, the time, the date, where to register, everything you need. And again, that replay is posted within 24 hours. So that's a little bit of the overview that we have. What's excellent is, again, just being able to ask the community questions. You can post them anywhere you would like in here, tagging people. I think it's great too that you can also post stock charts as well. So for example, we go in here, let's find an example. People posting charts right here. Look at that. Boom. So now we have an analyzation. People can ask questions. Jason can respond. So a lot of good things in here. And that's just the tip of the iceberg for the back end of Power Trades University.
All right, awesome. So here's the thing. You're probably watching this on our homepage right now. It's very simple. You know, you're one of 3 people. You know, number one, you're saying, where has this been? I've been looking for this. I've been looking for a community to join. I'm in. You just go to powertradesuniversity.com, click see plans and prices, and then just sign up for the monthly group coaching program. The second type of person says, hey, I love it, but I have a few questions. No problem. You can just send us an email at support@powertradesuniversity.com. Maybe you have 1 or 2 questions. Maybe you want to know, you know, is there a contract or a commitment? No, there's no contracts or commitment. We don't lock you in. It's just month to month for as long as you want to be a member. But maybe there's something we didn't answer in this short time together. So just shoot us an email, support@powertradesuniversity.com. And then the third person just says, thanks, but no thanks. It's not for me. And to that person, I would just say, you know, I would just simply ask, are you happy with the results you've been getting with your trading? If the answer is yes, then keep doing what you're doing. But the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So if you're not happy with the results that you're getting with your trading, then it's time to try something new. And if I'm not the right person for you, I just encourage you to find the right person, the right coaching, and the right teaching that you resonate with. So other than that, I will see you guys inside the community. And then if you have a question, we'll be responding by email. And that's it. So thanks for watching and have a great day. All right, so we are back live. I mean, you can see my face here. So I did want to kind of jump in and address some of these comments, questions, some of that stuff. So let's see here. Alan said, you strike my interest in learning the stock market. I plan on taking your courses. I do have a few questions considering my location. So if you want to just shoot and let us know your questions now, or you can shoot us an email at support@powertradesuniversity.com, or you can type it in the comments below. Gaza says, your reason for wanting to help is admirable. Absolutely, Gaza. I mean, it kind of really plays into what C-Terp is saying. So C-Terp is saying, so one person says, hey, it's admirable why you want to help people. Then you got C-Terp who says, you want to teach people because you're making money off the courses that you sell. You know, here's the thing to people like that. You know, people like that, I'm like, just log off. Go find another channel or something. When you look at the amount of free content that we put out on YouTube, I don't get paid for any of that. So when you look at all the free content we put out on YouTube, there's no getting paid for that. But then when you think about the fact that I'm creating a private university, I'm creating a secure website. I have to pay for web hosting to make sure you have an ultimate positive experience, a place to host courses, a place where you can ask your questions. That stuff isn't free. And even if it was, that's not the area that I'm playing in. So, you know, people like that, it's like you could just go find another, I don't know. If you have that type of mindset, you're in the wrong place here. I mean, every time you put $1 in the bank, they can legally loan out $9 to someone else. So they're making money off your money. Do you go pull all your money out the bank and say, why do you want to help me keep a bank account? Because you're loaning money out to people. That's just stinking thinking. But anyway, we're not going to pay any more attention to that. Mahuge says, what's an ideal amount to start with if you're a beginner? So when I first started trading in the market, I started with $500, and that's a decent amount to start with, depending on what you're trying to do. I was only trying to make about $50 so that I could pay for, I was working a weekend job where I made $8 an hour. So I was just trying to figure out how to not work weekends. So to me, 50 bucks was a lot of money back then when I started over a decade ago. But it really just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. You know, you can start with any amount. I think the most important part is to get started, start learning how the industry works. If you start with $1,000 and you make $300, then it doesn't take a rocket science to know that if you had $10,000, you would have made $3,000. So it's more about learning the game and finding your percentage. Maybe you can consistently make 15%. Well, then, you know, if you have $10,000, you consistently make $1,500 or whatever the case may be. So the most important part is to get started, not necessarily worry about how much you're getting started with, because people let lack of having a lot of money keep them from getting started. And let's see here. We got No Place Like New York says, that is taught in the advanced options course. Is there any truth that most options expire worthless, and what can be done to overcome this? So that's a great question. Here's the thing that most people don't talk about. And let me just, for a second, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you like the information that we're saying, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're here with me, or hit the heart or whatever icon. So to answer your question, No Place, most options do expire worthless, but I teach you how to buy the options that ideally won't expire worthless. And even if most options expire worthless, you can be on the selling side of that. So we teach you how to sell those options to somebody else so that it expires worthless for that person, and then that money stays in your pocket. So there's always two sides. You can be a buyer of options, so we teach you how to buy the ones that ideally won't expire worthless, and then the ones that do expire worthless, because there's some strategy to those options as well. We teach you how to sell those to somebody else, so you put the expiring worthless probability in their hands, so they lose the money when it expires worthless. But to you already took the premium in up front. So that's we actually teach that in the Options Explained course when we talk about selling options. So great question. Let's see. Dr. Kat Alfred says, I have researched several stock coaching services, and your information has been easy to understand and make sense without making you feel like you had to major in finance. So thanks for sharing that. You know, I actually did major in finance, but once I started learning this industry and how the stock market works, I was like, why aren't they teaching it in the same way that I would want to hear it? Why aren't they explaining it like I need to hear it? And so that's what I sought out to do. I sought to take the information that I learned and then explain it the way that I needed to hear it. So that's why I try to keep it simple and pretty straightforward, because if we don't and we try to look smart, right, it'll keep people from getting involved in the game because they think they have to go to school for it, or they have to be a rocket science or something like that. And that couldn't be further for the truth. And I want more people to get into this industry and start to realize the benefits of having their money work for them instead of them always working so hard for their money. And if you have any comments while we're still live, or if you're watching the replay, just pop them in the chat box, and then I'll be sure to either answer them here or after the replay is over or the live session is over. We'll answer your comments. Mahuge says, is Interactive Brokers a good platform to start with? We teach most people to start with Options Express if you live in the U.S. We talk about TD Waterhouse.ca, which is a subsidiary of TD Ameritrade if you live in Canada. If you're international outside of the Canada, the continental U.S. and Canada, Interactive Brokers is the broker of choice for international traders. I believe they have a little bit of a higher fee or an amount that you need to open your stock trading account with, so that might keep some people from getting started. But you could also just research online brokers in your country or whatever country that you're from. So great question. And so cool. If there's no more questions, here's the thing, guys. Head on over to powertradesuniversity.com. Check out the group coaching. Trust me when I say there's over 400 hours worth of content over there. We meet live every Monday night from 8 to 10, like Michaela said. We record all of our group coaching, so there's years worth of teaching, coaching, training in there. You get the private community, and even if you don't, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and when you're ready, I'll be here for you. And if it's not me, find somebody to hook your wagon up to and stay connected and stop going at this thing by yourself and losing your money and pulling your hair out. This thing should be fun. It should be stress-free, and you should be making money big picture. Yes, you'll lose some here or there, but you should be making more money than you're losing, and you should be winning more times than you're wrong or than you're losing. One of the questions that came in is, do you show which stocks you're investing in your course? So not in the course, but in the group coaching. In my group coaching program inside of Power Trades University, which is a monthly recurring program, we meet live every week for 2 hours, and I look for real trades in the real stock market. And then we have what's called a trade tracker. On that trade tracker, we track all of our trades, and we track the profit, the loss, trades we looked at but didn't get in. We track trades that we looked at and did get in. We track everything on there. And yes, I don't trade everything, but you do see the trades that I'm trading for the most part. So yes, great question. Kevin says, I just turned 18. What stocks do for a living? What? I want to do stocks for a living when I finish school. Any advice? Yes, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already. And you're 18, so you can actually open a trading account. So my advice to you, first of all, at 18, don't get into debt. Don't get a credit card and start buying clothes and going shopping and doing all that stuff. When all my friends were getting into debt, shopping, trying to put rims on their car, all that stuff. And I did some of that too, but I was putting my money in an account. And I opened my first stock trading account when I was like, I think I was 18. Then I came back at 21. If you don't know my story, I came back at 21 and they had lost. I had put $2,000 in the account and they had lost 1,300 of it. So I took the 700 and I was like, I'm gonna go try this for myself. I took 200 and just spent it on whatever. So that's how I actually got started with $500. It was initially 2,000 where I said, let me let Chase Bank, I shouldn't have said their name, but it doesn't matter. I went to Chase Bank and I let them try to invest for me, and they lost my money. So at that point, I realized they weren't any smarter than me. I said, I went to the smart people and they lost my money. I could lose my own money. So that's when I said, I'm going to strike out on my own, on myself. So if I was you, Kevin, I would start learning this industry. Consider looking at my foundations course, or looking at, continue searching on YouTube. Make sure you don't get in any debt, and then start to think where you can start to put money to work. For example, you probably use Facebook, you probably use Apple. Start buying or looking at investing in the stuff that you're already using, stuff that you're already familiar with. That would be my advice to my 18-year-old self, or in your case, since you're 18 years old. So thanks for asking that question. All right, I don't see any new questions coming in, so we're gonna wrap for the night. I appreciate you spending some time with me If you have any new questions, be sure to pop them in the box. You can also connect with me on Facebook. We went live on Facebook earlier today, and I know we're live on YouTube right now. And then you can always connect with me on my main site, which is thebrownreport.com. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time we go live.